So a few days ago I finished reading the book The Art of Saying No, and I'm just going to talk about what did I learn from this book and share with you guys. So the book was very interesting, quite short, but kind of practical, because I liked it in a way that it was self-help book, and you could actually realize that how difficult or easy it is to say no. And we can just learn a lot of things from the book, and basically the book is trying to explain why, first of all, we're saying yes, and then what are the consequences, and then at the end there are some techniques to which makes it easy to say no, and how can we say no to things which we shouldn't have to say yes. So basically we are saying yes because we are either a people pleaser, or we want to feel always important. For example, let's just think about it in this way, that if we know something and people are coming to us and ask if we can do it, we are always saying yes because we want to feel important. We want to feel for being seen, or like we are someone, and yes, we can do this thing. So we're saying it because we want to feel important. We have a fear of missing out something, and for example, let's say there is a party or there is a meeting or there is something, and we think if we don't go there we're gonna miss something very important, but the reality is most of the time we're not gonna miss anything. So let's say, for example, if we don't check our Facebook messages or we don't check the phone, we have a fear of missing something, but the reality is most of the time we're not really missing anything. So these are the reasons we are saying yes most of the time. There could be other reasons, but this is it. And the very other very a general one is when we want to be nice, we want to be kind, we want to be that nice person. That's why we are saying yes to most of the thing. But by saying yes, we are saying no to other important things. So every time you say yes, you're saying no to different things, and you need to be ready to lose a lot of things, because you are just taking a lot of time from your important goals or for your important matters and put them into this request which someone asks you, or I don't know, even if it's temptation or something, and you say yes to it. So you are losing a lot of things. So it's very important to know why and what are you going to say yes to. And you should know the consequences. You should know what's going to happen when you say yes. So this is very important. In the book, the guy is just the author is just trying to explain, when you say yes to something, you're saying no to different things. And hopefully those things which you're saying no, hopefully they're not that important, but usually they are. So that's why we're saying yes, and we usually take the easy path most of the time. So it is important when you say yes, we know what are we saying yes to. And we are saying yes because we don't want to feel guilty by saying no. Let's say someone is asking us a favor, and by saying yes, if we say no, we feel guilty, but the reality is we cannot control anyone else's emotions or feeling. So we need to learn this one. We cannot control it, and we shouldn't feel guilty. This is not our responsibility to make everyone else happy or keep everyone else happy, because their reaction to our answer, to our reply, is their reaction, it's not ours. Because at the end of the day, my work, my priority, my plans are the most important one for myself, and no one is going to put me in the priority. No one is going to put my work in the priority. Everyone is doing their job or their work, and they think their work or their job or their plan is more important. So we need to know this one. No one is going to put us on a priority. Every time someone is asking us to do something, is about their work, is about their priority, is about their plans. So we need to know this one as well. So saying no is often the better response. And now we're going to go through some techniques and how you can say no, or some techniques to say no easier. When you're trying to say no, be straightforward, be direct, be honest. be sincere. So do not try to make excuses. Do not try to just say something which doesn't make sense. For example, I like to help, but I need to go to, I don't know, to cinema, or I need to take my kids to cinema, but maybe the kids even don't know anything. Why do you try to make excuses? Just be direct. I think people appreciate honesty more than, you know, these excuses, which most of the time they're not real. So be honest about your response. If you don't want to do it, just say no. Sometimes you can explain, sometimes you can give reasons, sometimes you don't have to, but just say no. Do not stall for time. For example, if your response is no, you don't have to say, can I get back to you later, or should we talk about it after 4 p.m. or something? Because if the answer is no, just say no. You're just trying to, because by giving hope to this person, to the requester, you just, maybe the guy come back at 4 p.m. or come back later and say, how about now? Can you help me now? Or can you help me to move this stuff? And then you just say, can I get back to you later? And then, okay, the guys go back in a few hours. How about now? Can you help me? And if you don't really want to do it, just say no, because being straightforward is easy. It should be easy, and it should be more like, I believe it's an easier answer, because by saying no, you're going to make a lot of things easy later on. So the next one is, if you think saying no has a negative effect, which you usually have, so you can choose different words. For example, can you help me with this one? You can say, instead of just saying no, if you don't want to be direct, you can say, I'm very busy now and I need to finish this one by 4 p.m. I need to finish this one by lunchtime. So basically you're saying no, but you're saying no in a nice way, or in a better way. So if you don't want to use the word no and oh, so you can use different like sentences or different responses which they means no, but at the same time they don't have this, maybe they don't have this much like, they don't have the feeling of no, or being very, very direct, which maybe some people don't like it, but this is an option. Resist to the urge of excuses. For example, you don't have to just bring silly excuses. For example, yes, I would love to, but I need to finish gardening. You don't even have a garden. Or yes, I want to help, but I need to just go and help my mom. Your mom even doesn't live in this city. Why do you just, why do you just need to make these excuses? So sometimes the answer is no, and this is simple, just no. You don't have to make silly excuses. I think at the end of the day, if someone finds out you're lying, they're gonna be more upset than when you say no and you really mean it no. So this is another one. And then the next technique is, you need to, for example, have set boundaries, because it will make it easier, and saying no by categories. For example, you can say no if any requests take more than half an hour. You can say automatically no. I know it take more than half an hour and it's in my category of no, so I'm going to say no. Or say no to alcohol, or say no to drinking during the week, or say no to eating street, or say no to fast food. So when you have a category, it's much easier and you don't need to think, because you already know the category, and by putting these things in a category, it's easier to just not even think about it. Is it in that category? Yes. So the answer is no. Very simple. Or is it, for example, in the evening? So I'm not going to help, or I'm not going to read emails, or I'm not going to respond to my work emails, this kind of stuff. So you can just put them in a category and easily say no. The other thing is saying no in the earlier stages. Do not wait, or do not play with the words until it's very late. The person built that expectation, or because in every stage saying no is more difficult. If you say no in the earlier stages, it makes it very much easier. And when you say no, you should really mean it. Let's say, for example, kids are asking their parents to go to cinema or buy, like, I don't know, chocolate or something, toys. And if you don't really want to buy it, just say no. Not just saying like say no and the kids start crying and then say, okay, I'll buy it. I mean, if you really mean no, just say no. It's just an example of, I just give an example of kids, but you can use it like at work. If you don't want to really help someone because you have other things to do, just say no, because the other person, oh, I thought you're going to be helpful, but then you change your mind. You know what? Okay, I'll help you. Because every time you do these things, you're giving a signal to other people that no, my no doesn't really mean no. It could be yes if you just try harder. So it's important when you say no, it's really no. Because if you really mean it, if you're honest, just no means no. It doesn't mean try harder, I might change it to yes. Because if you want to say yes, just say yes. Why do you play with the word? So you can say no. And there are like some other ways that you can say no. One of them is, for example, say no to yourself. Because all of us have temptations. And by saying no to some of them, this is a practice. Or, for example, say no in easy steps. Because if you can't say no to friends or family or loved one, you can just, when you go to shopping, or if you are going to a restaurant, or if you receive a phone call from sales people, it's easier to say no. So start from there. You're in a restaurant or you're in a shop, do you want this one as well? Just say no. And by practicing these small no's, you're building that confidence to say no later on to more important people, to those who are trying to block your time more often. And it's easier to practice to say no in earlier stages, to say no in easier places, and then later on you can say no much easier. And you need to remember, by saying no, it doesn't make you a bad person, because probably if they're a good friend or if they are sensible, they understand you have your own work, you have your own priorities, you have your own deadlines, and they should be, if they are real friends, true friends, or true people around you, they know that they should respect your time. So it shouldn't make you feel guilty, it shouldn't make you feel bad. There are other ways of saying no. For example, one of them is postponing it. Well, in one way you shouldn't postpone it, because if you don't really want to help, you shouldn't say, can I come back to you later, because you don't want to help. Just say no for any reason. But at the other hand, you can say no by postponing it and say, can we do it after 4 p.m. when I finish all my tasks, or can we do it after lunch when I finish this, I don't know, report? Because in this case, two things are going to happen. First, the requester might go and find help somewhere else, or the requester might just fix the problem or fix the issue by himself or herself, and they don't need your help. So by saying no in this way, by postponing it, you don't need to help later. It really depends on the situation. And the other one is, for example, you can refer it to someone else. You don't have to say no. You can say, yes, but I think, for example, John is he's expert in this area, he can help you better. Or maybe if you ask Alex, he has the same interest, maybe you two can just help each other better, because I don't know anything about the subject, but that person knows more, or that person can help you, or that person is working this project at the moment, so they can help you better, or they can help you faster, or they can put you in the right direction. So by suggesting alternative, you are saying no, but you actually are helping that person, helping that requester. So it's very important as well. And I think, yeah, I'm just going through all my notes and I just see if there's anything else left. Pretty much no. Okay, I just gone through all of them. So basically, saying no is not easy for a lot of people, because we want to be the good one, we want to be the nice one. But there are ways and there are techniques which you can say no. And sometimes you really need to say no, because if you don't want to help, or if you don't have the time, you just say no. Being direct, being honest, being straightforward is better than lying. And saying no most of the time is a better response, because you're not expert on everything. And you don't have time to do everything at the same time. So whenever you say yes, you're saying no to different things. Remember this one. And at the end of the day, we cannot control everyone else's responses, and we cannot expect everyone to be happy whenever we say no or yes, because a lot of people have a lot of expectations, and we have our deadlines, we have our life, and we need to be very honest about this area. And this is it, art of saying no. And I hope you can say no easier. And if you read the book and if you find out something different, please don't forget to share it. But this is it for me, and I don't find it to say no most of the time. I didn't find it difficult to say no most of the time. But if someone has this issue, probably well, they need to read the book, or they need to just talk to people, or they need to start from those areas which is much easier or simpler to say no, and then they build the confidence to say no in the later stages. And yes, I really recommend this book. This is a very short book. If you are reading like with the Audible, I think it's 2 hours. If you're listening it through the Audible is 2 hours. With Kindle, it's probably 3 hours or something like that. And I really recommend it, because that's just a self-help book, and you're gonna learn a lot of things, and you realize that saying no is not that difficult, because by saying yes, the life would be very busy and you overwhelm everything, and your plan would be messy. You're gonna miss a lot of things. So thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe or like the video as well, because they are really going to affect the channel and the algorithm behind YouTube. And stay tuned, I'm gonna put more videos soon.